So starting in your standing position at the front edge of your mat, close your eyes, try to find height through your spine, pressing through your feet to create a little more length between each vertebrae. Tuck the chin ever so slightly. Roll the shoulders down and back and soften them, allowing the palms of the hands to move forward. Following and tracing your breath in as you inhale, and then trace again as you exhale. Following the rhythm of the breath, bringing your awareness and your focus to it. Now just start to set your intention for this introduction to yoga and the benefits to athletes and sports. Your intention is called your sankalpa in Sanskrit, which is the language typically used with yoga. The intention should be clear, concise, a short 3 or 5 words. Complete repeating it to yourself 3 times once you have it. Slowly open your eyes. We're going to inhale our arms up over our head. Exhale our arms to our sides. 2 more of those. Inhale up. Exhale arms to your side. 1 more. Inhale up. Exhale. Start to fold over your legs as you're bending your knees. So I'm just going to pivot between front and side profile. Bending our knees, we're called or in ragdoll. Let the head hang. Soften the bend in the knees. We're going to inhale to our halfway lift. We're going to exhale, fold. Again, inhale, slowly to standing this time. Roll the shoulders down and back. Inhale the arms up again. Exhale, fold over those bent legs. Pausing at the bottom, let the torso become heavy. Raise up to your halfway lift, inhaling. Focusing on a neutral spine here, so head, shoulders, and hips lining up. Exhale, fold. Inhale to standing tall, rolling the shoulders down and back, bringing the arms up over your head. Exhale, fold over your legs. We're just starting to create awareness in where we are in space right now. Bringing our bodies to the mat and our minds to the mat. Raising to that halfway lift. We straighten the legs as much as it feels good. It could be still be bent in the knees. Pressing the hips back, shoulders down and back, drawing towards each other. Exhale, fold over the legs. Pausing at the bottom. When you're ready, slowly making your way to standing, rolling those shoulders down and back. Again, inhale up. Exhale, fold. We're going to add to this. We're going to plant our hands beside or in front of our feet. Step our feet out to our tall plank. And you can go from your knees or your toes. Shift your weight slightly forward, keeping your elbows nice and close to the ribs. Lower yourself down through what we would call Chaturanga. Splay the feet. Hands come underneath the shoulders, pressing up into Sphinx. Splaying the feet so there's room and space in the low back. Lowering down. Pressing up through your tabletop, back into your tall plank. Walk your feet to your hands. Back into ragdoll. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Making your way to standing. Nice, tall, roll the shoulders down and back, arms overhead. Again, faster. Forward fold. Halfway lift. We're just warming up now, prepping the body for the harder poses. Plant the hands, walk the feet out to your tall plank, shift your weight forward, lower through your Chaturanga. Splay the feet, this time hands to the low rib cage, pressing up into Cobra. But if we have bad backs, or there's a lot of strain on our back, we go back to our first option on the forearms. Lower down. Tuck the toes, press up, back into our tall plank. Walk our feet to our hands. Bend the knees generously. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Slowly rolling up to that inhale, standing. Inhaling the arms up over the head, forward fold again. This time, shift your weight into your right leg, taking the left leg back into a nice low lunge. Inhaling up into our low crescent lunge. And then we're going to pivot our back foot so our heel comes on the ground, still bending into the front knee. Now we're in Warrior One. This creates strength through the legs, strength through the core to hold the shoulders down and back. We're going to pivot, open up into Warrior Two. Nice strong torso here, keeping our shoulders over our hips, arms strong, so we're starting to create a little more tension. Bending into that front leg so the knee is over the ankle. Breathe, look over the front leg. One more breath here. We're going to pivot the back foot back into our low crescent lunge, which means the heel isn't down, we're not in Warrior One. Exhale, fold over those legs, step the back foot up to meet the front. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Plant the hands, shifting your weight into your other foot, your left foot, gliding the right leg back now. And we can shorten the stance here. Inhale up to our low crescent lunge. We're bending into the back knee. Then we're going to pivot the heel slightly to point our toes out, bring the heel down. And we should be rotating our back leg in to meet the front and our front leg pressing forward, both arms out in front to create strength and stability. This is our Warrior One. Breathe and hold. Pivot the back foot out, walk it a little further. Baby toe is lined up with the back edge of our mat. Shoulders over the hips, bend into the front leg. Breathe. Again, creating strength through the core here, awareness of the shoulders and the hips and where they are in space. Strengthen the legs to hold us and not let them get lazy. And as athletes, most of us need this. Pivot, back into the low lunge, both arms forward. Step the back foot up to meet the front, fold over your legs. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Slowly rolling up to standing. Roll those shoulders down and back. Inhale the arms up over the head. Exhale, fold. Shift your weight into your right leg. Glide the left leg back. Our low crescent lunge again, using your core to lift up. So we can stay with our feet where they are, or we can shorten the distance depending on our bodies. We're going to step the back foot up ever so slightly and start to straighten both legs. Now take your hands onto your hips, and we're going to get into triangle, opening up the hip or the hamstring on that front leg. So hands on the front hips, start to pivot and hinge at your hips. Send your hips back. And we're just slowly going to go until we feel that hamstring saying good day. Really grip onto the ground with both feet. With every exhale, see if you can hinge a little further. Let the arms hang if that feels better. And then we'll fold over the front legs. We start to round our back and our spine here. If we need to, bend the back knee a little bit more, if that creates space and ease and safety. Taking our left hand outside our right foot, take the right hand up to the sky, stacking our shoulders. Breathe, you're gonna feel balance kicking in here, your core. We're working on thoracic spine mobility along with your hamstring mobility. A lot going on for our athletes. Breathe and hold. Soften the shoulders. Take that hand back down. Step, bend into the front leg. Step the back foot up. Raise to your halfway lift, especially if you feel that low back saying hello. Lower down, bend the knees here in this forward fold. Just like we've talked about for lower spine, and if you got a chance to see the webinar by one of our doctors on injury prevention and spinal injury prevention, we don't want to forward fold without bending our knees because it creates too much compression on the spine and the low spine particularly. So keep that in mind. As you lift your halfway lift, knees stay slightly bent, nice neutral spine. We're not hyperextending into an opposite pull, right? Forward fold. Inhale to standing, nice tall, roll the shoulders down and back. Inhale your arms up over your head, shift your weight into your left leg, step the right leg back, I don't know, a foot to a foot and a half. Take both hands down onto the hips, square your hips off to the front edge of your mat. Nice neutral spine, start to hinge forward, so you're pivoting at the pelvis here, until we just feel the hamstring talking. Breathe and hold. With every exhale, we can try to go a little further if our body allows us, but if we're tight, it's not going to, so just keep that in mind. And a way to make this easier would be to bring the ground up to us with blocks, but we don't have blocks. Good, last breath here. Start to round your spine here. Looking towards your knee, we can bend the back knee a little to give us a little grace, especially in the front leg or in the low back. We're gonna take the right hand outside the ankle, foot, or shin. Left hand is gonna reach up, start to rotate. Again, we're working on balance here. Hamstring mobility, thoracic spine mobility. Breathe and hold, drive your heels down, push through your toes, you're grounding, you're bracing, soften your head, stack your shoulders. Good, lower back down. Frame the foot with both hands, step the back foot up to meet the front, bend the knees. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to standing, nice, slow, controlled. Roll the shoulders down and back. Inhale the arms up over the head. We're gonna exhale into chair. So chair creates strength Also creates a little more of that athletic stance. So we can take this a little more athletic, a little less of a squat, or we can challenge our legs a little more in a squat. Depends what you want to work on. Breathe and hold. Inhale to standing. Shifting your weight into your right leg. Bring the left leg up to parallel the ground. Notice your hips now. Are they like hiking up to one side, or can we get them the same? So again, we're working on balance. We're gonna start to kickstand the back leg out into warrior three, focusing on a little extension through the spine, but not much. Hips are facing the ground, along with our shoulders. Toes are facing down. So core strength here, balance here. And if we want to make this more challenging, we can reach forward and out to the sides. One more breath in, reach forward and out to the sides like a T. Inhale without tapping the foot, back up. Good, breathe. Take that front leg, press the heel out towards the ground, pull the toes up. Inhale, back up. Again, press the toes down, or the foot down, toes up. Squeeze at the bottom. Inhale, back up. One more, press down. Inhale, back up. Kick it out to warrior three. Breathe and hold. That leg that you're on should be on fire with those stabilizing muscles. Strengthening the foot, the ankle, the knee. Step the foot down, back into that forward fold bend with the generous bend in our knees. Just give yourself a little rock from right to left. Slowly center, halfway lift. Remember to breathe. Forward fold. Inhale to standing tall. Shift your weight into your left leg. Right leg's gonna come up to 90. Pull the toes up, a very active foot. Working on strengthening the front of our shins for our runners. Anybody who does a high impact sport like soccer, focusing on height. Ready? Kick that right leg back behind you. Warrior three. Drawing the shoulders down and back. Hips face the ground, along with the shoulders. Breathe. Find height through the heel. Take those hands in and reach forward. In and reach out to the sides. One more, in and reach forward. In and out to the sides. Inhale, back up tall without tapping the foot if you can. And back to 90. 3 times. Kick the heel down. Straighten the legs, squeeze the quad. Drive the knee back up, active foot. 2 more. Press down slow. Control it. That descent. Press and squeeze. Inhale up. 1 more. Press and push down. Inhale up. Kick it out to warrior three 1 more time. Squeeze and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step the foot down. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Step the knees down. Pivot both feet out in front of you. So now we're gonna get into like the start of a sit-up position. But what I want you to do is lean back ever so slightly, and you could use your hands behind to support, or if you want the extra core challenge, hands up. Okay, feet are flat on the ground. Take 1 leg up. Hold. Lower it. Other leg comes up. Hold. Lower it. We're working on hip flexor strength, core strength, posturing. See if we can take both legs up now. And then if you want to make this more challenging, lean back just a little further Straighten your legs into full boat pose. You can reach your arms out in front, tuck your chin. Breathe, squeeze the quads for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the feet slowly. Pivot back forward. So, take your feet together. I'm just switching my angle here so you can see better. Walk your feet into butterfly pose. So we're working on external rotation of the hip. Hinge at your hips and lean forward. We're only going as low as it feels comfortable for us. The feet further away from us is going to focus a little more on low back, whereas feet in is going to focus more on that inner groin. So if any of your sports contain pivoting like basketball or soccer, this would be a great opportunity and stretch for you. So notice the flow of class. Nice warm up into some challenging poses with a little relief of a flow, into more challenging poses and strength, into a flow, into the last focus of that boat pose, and then transitioning to a softer, more stable or static stretch. Focusing on breathing into your body. Slowly hinge back up. We'll unwind our feet. We'll slowly lie down onto the mat. And we'll walk our feet nice and wide and pivot our knees in towards each other. Now working on the internal rotation of the hip and that slow, static hold and stretch. Breathing into our bodies. Noticing how you feel, where you're holding tension and tightness, especially when you think about the right side of the body versus the left, or vice versa. You can close your eyes here. One more full breath in and out. Bring the knees up, walk the feet in, and we'll just lengthen our legs into Sravasana, lying on our back. But depending on your body and your sport, if you're not comfortable lying here, we can always finish class in a seated posture or in a side posture, more like the fetal position, or we can also finish class in a seated posture that's more comfortable than challenging, whether that's kneeling, legs out long, whatever feels good. Start to find a little length through your body in whichever you've chosen. Start to bring your attention to your breath. Now bring your awareness to your toes and your feet, your entire foot on both sides. Bring that awareness to your ankles, to your shin and your calves, to the whole knee on both sides, to the thighs and the hamstrings, to the hips and your glutes, to your torso all the way around. chest and upper back. Now bring that focus to your fingertips and your hands, to your wrists and your forearms, to your elbows, to your upper arm, to your shoulders, up your neck, the back of your head, tracing down your ears to your jaw, from your jaw to your mouth and nose, to your cheeks and eyes, to your eyebrows and your forehead, ending at the very crown and top of your head. Breathe in, breathe out. Slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, creating small movements when you're ready. I wanted to thank you for joining me. Not only hopefully did you watch the webinar portion of the benefits to yoga and sports, but then did part 2 of this practice and seeing how they linked and related. And remembering to go to your base sports coordinator to find out anybody on base who could assist yourself or your team, whether you're a coach or an athlete within the CAF, to see and potentially add these options I've given to add in a yoga practice, whether it's a more spiritual based or more focus based, more visual and meditation, or whether it's a physical component. Remembering to try 1 or 2 things to start. Don't get discouraged if it doesn't work or you don't like the instructor. They just might not resonate with you as an athlete and as a person. And then if it falls or fails, and we try it again. And then slowly layer these things and practices into your routines